Another month of comics are in the books, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my top 10 single issue comic books of October. I am so stoked. October was an excellent month for comic books, specifically indies and DC, but I am so excited to share this list with you today. If you have any books that you would want to recommend to me, or if you want to share your top 10 lists in the comments below, drop them down there. I want to chat with you. I want to chop it up with you in the comments. Building communities, what this channel is all about, just because I want to talk about comics and learn more with you. Thank you all so much. I'm Alex. This is Graphic Novel Collector. Let's not waste any more times. And what would a top 10 video on YouTube be without some honorable mentions? So first up, we have Null Hunter. This is honorable mention number 1. This is by Michael Walsh. Art is done by Gustavo Vargas and the letters by Becca Carey. Null Hunter is an awesome series. This is the first issue, of course, by Image Comics, but it is a cyberpunk-based comic book where we see this basically army dude, you know, a fighter of sorts, a soldier of sorts, gets rebuilt, and he has some flashback memories of when his mother passed away, and he's working for some kind of consortium of some sort where, well, we don't really know, but it appears that his dad is ahead of the table. I'm really excited. This is a great start to Null Hunter. Michael Walsh is doing some incredible things in comic books right now, so I'm really stoked on Null Hunter. Next up, my second honorable mention, we have Miles Morales Spider-Man. This was specifically issue number 25. This is by Cody Ziegler, Federico Vincentini, and Brian Valencia on the color artist. But yes, of course, now Miles Morales, after the fallout of his vampiric bloodlust, is starting to really take hold of him. In this specific issue, we have Black Panther, who's trying to help him out. Of course, the Vulture shows up and all hell breaks loose, but a really nice story. I love that we're pushing the boundaries with Miles. He's not just a carbon copy of Peter Parker. Now, he hasn't been for a while, right? But we are continuing to change the narrative on who Miles is and change the status quo. I think sometimes comic book readers, myself included, like to complain when the status quo doesn't change. But then on the flip side of that coin, if the status quo changes too much, we get upset. I am absolutely loving what we're doing in here. Will Miles be a vampire forever? Probably not, but that's besides the point. Right now he is, and right now I am absolutely loving Miles Morales Spider-Man by Cody Ziegler. Of course, that's a Marvel comic book. Next up, we have Grommets. If you have been rocking with the channel, you know I absolutely love Rick Remender, and Grommets is an awesome book. It is a slice of life tale from back in the 80s. These skate punks just living life, having fun, skating, meeting girls. I wasn't alive in the 80s, but this feels somewhat like my childhood. I grew up in the late 90s, early 2000s is when I was about these kids' age. So I'm absolutely loving this. This is book 5 of 7. And here is the art. It is by Rick Remender and Brian Posehn, both writers, and then Brett Parson and Moreno Dicino on the colors, art and colors respectively. But as you can see, this is some beautiful art. But yeah, our main characters, Rick and Brian, I wonder who those are based off of. Getting in a little trouble. They're having a house party, and the jocks show up and absolutely start wrecking the party. Beat the crap out of Rick in this one, and yeah, the stuff hits the fan in this one. But I'm actually absolutely loving this series. Absolutely, I had to tell you all about it. Moving on, though, to the top 10 proper. But before I move on to the top 10, if you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to like, comment down below. I want to chop it up with you. I want to know, what are your picks? What are your top 10 lists? I want to build a community here. And I just want to say thank you so much to everybody. I just passed 1 year on this channel, and we have 540 some odd subscribers. So I do want to say thank you all to everyone, new and old, who's been rocking with me. But yes, if you do like what you see, hit that like and subscribe button. All right, moving on. Top 10, issue number 10. Not issue number 10, but number 10 on the list. This is Uncanny X-Men by Gail Simone. I did get the variant on this one. This series has been pretty dope. We do have the Outsiders here, and they are deeply ingrained. But in this book, Rogue goes to fight the big bad of this thus far, and she's pissed. They find Wolverine after he left in the previous book to go fight. I forget her name, but this lady, I forget her name. But no, this series has been great. I think that Gail Simone has an excellent voice for these characters, and I've said that quite a bit. But I mean, it's true. She's writing these characters as if, you know, not that I'm a writer, but like how I imagine these characters would be and should be written. The interior art is absolutely gorgeous. But yes, Uncanny X-Men, the series, in my opinion, has been the best from the Ashes X-Men book thus far. It comes in at number 10 best book of October. Moving on to number 9, we have Feral, issue number 7. This is by Tony Fleece, Trish Forstner, and Tone Rodriguez. Off the rip, I do want to say, if you are not a fan, and what I mean by not a fan is if you get sick, if you cannot stomach animal injuries, it might not be for you. However, that being said, this is a awesome series, very akin to Stray Dogs, which is, of course, written by the same, I believe it's the same exact creative team, actually, but Tony Fleece is the writer on that book. Absolutely awesome. In this issue, we pivot over to the little kitties, and they find maybe a mouse, and maybe they want to eat that mouse. Well, oh my gosh, turns out the rabbit outbreak has, of course, gone to the mice as well. Maybe we find Lord in this book, maybe not. This series, though, is top notch. I love this series. Every issue is an absolute joy to read. And man, Tony Fleece is absolutely crushing it. That's book number 9 on my list. Of course, that's Image Comics. But moving on, we have Absolute Batman. This is number 8 on the list. Number 1. I know this book is probably very controversial. This whole Absolute Universe thing, probably not everyone's cup of tea. But I really enjoy it. The art in here by Nick Dragotta is absolutely sensational. We are getting a recontextualized version of Bruce Wayne and his origin in this book. And instead of his dad being a doctor, his dad was actually a high school a middle school teacher. But they go off to the Gotham Zoo, and there is a shooting at the zoo, and that's how his dad died. Now, I don't want to give away too much, but as you can see there, it happened. His dad dies, but there are some amazing things happening in this book. You do have Alfred in here, but no, he is not your grandpa's Alfred. No, he is a military, some kind of special agent operative who has returned to Gotham to kind of spy on this gang that's wreaking havoc. And we are led to believe it's Black Mask's gang. It's Black Mask's gang. And he may or may not engage with Absolute Batman in this one. I'm absolutely loving this. There is a huge revelation back at one after another in the last couple pages of this book. And I'm absolutely loving Absolute Batman. 10, 9, 8. Next up, we have number 7 on the list. And what is that? Detective Comics. Another Bat book. No surprise if you are a fan or friend of the show. We got Tom Taylor on the new run. Now, obviously, Ram V's arc was by most people considered a huge success. Tom Taylor getting off of Nightwing, jumping on Detective Comics, and this one is going to recontextualize potentially everything we know about Bruce Wayne. This is main canon though, so I can see where a lot of people are not going to like this story, because basically what we have is Thomas Wayne, a lot of Thomas Wayne this week. Thomas Wayne, obviously in the canon story, the Prime Universe, is a doctor. He has a right and a duty to save this lady and this man who, well, let's just say he was probably pretty abusive to this lady. They got into a car accident. She's pregnant. He saves the kid. He saves the lady. And the man, they say in the book, one of the other doctors say, you know, if you weren't here, this guy probably wouldn't survive. He's abusing his wife. Not a good dude. And of course, Thomas Wayne, being the just amazing person that he is, he's here to save lives. You know, his Hippocratic Oath says he cannot be biased. We never know how much a life is worth. So who are we to, not let people, you save the life no matter what, Bruce. And that's what he says to Bruce. And that's kind of what sparks Bruce, of course, after, his parents die, to always never kill. But there is a twist here at the end, and I will spoil this a little bit, so skip ahead to the next one if you don't want to hear it. But, well, the person he saved, the person Thomas Wayne saved, may or may not have been Joe Chill. So we learned that at the very end. But also there's a subplot here of Bruce nowadays, and there's some kind of serum that is being passed around some of the elites in Gotham. Will Batman take it? We shall see. I'm loving what Tom Taylor's building here. This is, of course, an excellent jumping on point. And if you have a local comic shop in your area that still has a copy of this, I highly, highly recommend you pick this one up. 10, 9, 8. This was 7. Moving on to number 6. I always get lost in these top X videos because it'd be hard. But anyways, we have Transformers at number 6. This is issue number 13. This series has been awesome. Of course, it is an Image Skybound book. This is by Daniel Warren Johnson. This issue was drawn by Jason Howard and Mike Spicer, of course, on the amazing colors in this one. Here's what the art looks like. I will say Jason Howard has done a pretty darn good job of emulating Jorge Corona's art here, which is kind of emulating Daniel Warren Johnson. So we have a little bit of a backstory here. This is kind of a rewind issue where Starscream, we kind of learn who he is and how he came to be. But basically, it is kind of recontextualizing why he joined the Decepticons. Basically, it looks like Optimus Prime came in and kind of messed up his world. But this series continues to be awesome. I am going to check out the G.I. Joe series coming up. But Transformers might be, in my opinion, one of the best books going right now. Now, like I said, 10, 9, 8, 7. This is 6 on the list. They can't all be number 1. But as a whole, from issue 1 to issue 13, this might be my favorite book of the year this far. But Transformers, Daniel Warren Johnson, just amazing, amazing stuff. Moving on to number 5. What's that? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by Jason Aaron. And this one, art by Cliff Chang. Each one of these first 4 issues has been different artists on each of them. This one, we have Leo. Now, we saw Raph and we saw Mikey. Mikey's chilling in Japan, big old movie star. Raph was in prison. He escaped in his issue. Now, in this issue, I gotta say, I absolutely loved it. We had Leo chilling with real turtles, not mutants, real turtles, trying to find some solitude, trying to find some inner peace. But of course, that never, ever lasts too long. In a comic book, we can't just have people just chilling. So, of course, the Foot Clan do attack. And there are some amazing, amazing panels in this page. Look at that. That is so dope. I love this one specifically, these two right here. He's surrounded by all these Foot Clan ninjas. And then the next panel, it's a continuation. It's a continuation of the same pose, same time frame and they're all just on the ground, dead. Absolutely, love this book. And then you turn it, boom, this huge Mac Daddy double page spread. I love it. This was my favorite issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Jason Aaron absolutely crushing it. Of course, this is IDW, so a lot of different publishers on this top 10 video, but that's going to be number 5, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue number 3 by Jason Aaron and Cliff Chiang. Number 4, we have Batman and Robin, year 1. This is Mark Waid, and we also have, who is on the artist is Chris Samney, and look at this gorgeous art, you guys. Now, I will say Mark Waid, one of DC's best writers, one of the best writers in comics going now. He just understands superhero comics. He doesn't write the characters in his own vision. He has a great voice for the characters. I know I said that earlier with Gail Simone, but in terms of he doesn't, you're not expecting anything out of the ordinary. They're just great comics. But yes, we do have Dick Grayson, Bruce Wayne, hitting the night for the first time. Actually, in this issue, Dick meets Commissioner Gordon, and he calls him Commish, like a little kid would. And Commissioner Gordon took a little exception to that, but the big thing in this book is who is the villain. It sets up Two-Face to be the villain. Spoiler alert, I guess, but these books have been out for a while at this point. But we kind of allude to maybe there being a bigger bad at the end of the tunnel. But I love this issue. This issue was awesome. That's why it's so high on the list. This is number 4 on my top 10 video. Batman and Robin, year 1, of course, by DC Comics. I believe that's the 3rd Bat book on the list this month. Holy smokes, a lot of Bat books happening. All right, we have the All-In Special. This bad boy was awesome. DC Comics brings you DC All-In Special, and this kind of shares how we get the Absolute Universe. It's a pretty dope story where on the first one, we have basically all the heroes in the Prime Universe come to the Watchtower, and they are, Superman, Batman, trying to figure out how we're going to do things. Booster Gold is a big part of this because he can time travel. You see Darkseid shows up. Basically, this explains the universe needs Darkseid. So, that being said, we switch over to the other side. It's a double flip book. You see? You get the point? It's awesome. It's awesome. We set up the Darkseid world, but basically that's what kicks off the Absolute Universe. Some awesome graphics and art here by Wes Craig and Samney. So, Batman and Robin, year 1, all in. Excellent stuff. Josh Williamson, Scott Snyder write both of these stories, and it's absolutely excellent. This might be the best DC comic book of the year thus far. Moving on, we've got 3 more books left. No, 2 more. Sorry, this is number 2. This is The Moon is Following Us. Daniel Warren Johnson in his bag. This is awesome. This is the first issue. Now, first and second issue both came out this month. I wanted to highlight the first issue first because it really does table set everything. Basically, we have this mother and this father who are in this fantastical land, and we learn actually in the second issue that we're in a dream state, and all of their daughter, so they're trying to rescue their daughter. They don't know why, but we learn in the second issue that she's stuck in a kind of sleep mode, essentially. But very awesome stuff. This is done by Daniel Warren Johnson and Riley Rossimo. Daniel Warren Johnson does the art for the real world. Riley Rossimo does the writing for the dream sequences. And then Mike Spicer, of course, longtime collaborator with Daniel Warren Johnson. Of course, this is by Image. But absolute excellent story. If you know anything about Daniel Warren Johnson, this book is going to break our heart probably 10 times over. I'm so excited. If you're a parent, this is must read. But if you're a comic book enjoyer, I think this is must read just in general. But especially if you are a parent, check out The Moon is Following Us. Issue 1 and 2 are on sale now, and you could probably get second prints at this point of The Moon is Following Us. They might even be on third or fourth prints. I don't know. This book is awesome, very heartfelt. I'm really excited to see where it goes. The art, Riley Massimo is in his bag, and of course, Mike Spicer bringing it all together. That's number 2 on the list. And last, but certainly not least, this is going to be a 2-for-1, because if y'all know me, let's make sure I get this right. Y'all know I love me some Radiant Black. Radiant Black issue number, 30 and 30.5. The series came to a finale. Not the series, I'm sorry. The Catalyst War arc came to a finale. And this is, of course, Higgins, Clark, Costa, Figueroa, Fernandez, Angrelo, and Beckett Carey. But this is absolutely excellent stuff. We finally learned who's going to be the real Radiant, the true Radiant. Is it going to be Marshall or Nathan? We find out. This is an epic conclusion. Everything about this series is everything I want in a modern day comic book series. I love it. You got these big robots doing battle. Very much some vibes of Power Rangers, but it's definitely its own thing. Don't get it twisted. Shift comes back in this issue, which is one of my favorite characters in the series. Absolutely love it. This is the Avengers moment, the team up, the in-game moment. Absolutely love Radiant. I always seem to do this. I get them mixed up, but always love Radiant Black issue 30 and 30.5. Thank you all so much. Radiant Black was my favorite book of the month. Kind of cheated on that one, but you got more content, right? So go check these books out. Let me know in the comments section below, what are your top 10 lists? What are they looking like? Is there anything I should be reading that I'm not? Let me know, though, in the comment section. And again, 1 year with this channel, 540. Let's get it to 1,000. I'm so stoked. Thank you all so much for joining me. This journey has been amazing. Thank you all so much. I'm not stopping. More top 10 videos, more top 3 videos, more weekly preview and review videos. I'm Alex. This is Graphic Novel Collector. Thank you all so much for joining me today. And until the next video, keep on collecting comics, keep reading them, and I will catch you all on the flippy flop. Adios!